Welcome back to our YouTube channel, The Book Digest. In today's episode, we're diving into a powerful summary of Poor Charlie's Almanack, a collection of incredible wisdom from Charlie Munger, who was truly one of the greatest thinkers in the modern world. This is maybe Charlie Munger's most famous quote, and it just gets right to the heart of the matter. He saw that most people, even experts, tend to tackle really complex problems using just one or two familiar tools. And that kind of mental tunnel vision, that's the exact problem he wants us all to solve. So our goal for this explainer is pretty ambitious, but it's simple. We want to help you move beyond that single hammer and actually build a versatile Munger-style toolkit for making smarter decisions in pretty much every part of your life. Okay, so the foundation for everything Munger talks about is this one big, powerful idea. He calls it the latticework of mental models. You can think of it as a complete upgrade for your mental operating system. So what is it exactly? Well, it's basically an interconnected web of the most powerful ideas pulled from all the major fields of study. Munger's whole point is that a problem in the real world is never just an economics problem, right? It's also a psychology problem and maybe a physics problem. Life doesn't respect academic departments, so our thinking can't afford to either. Now, you don't need to get a PhD in every single subject to pull this off. Not at all. The goal is just to understand the big core ideas, like compound interest from math or natural selection from biology, and then learn how to connect them. For instance, you might see how a dominant company grows through compounding, but it also survived by outcompeting its rivals, which sounds a lot like natural selection, doesn't it? When you start weaving these models together, you begin to see the world in, high definition. But here's the catch. Building this latticework isn't all that easy, mostly because our own minds kind of get in the way. Munger argued that first, we have to debug our own thinking. He actually made this brilliant list of the common glitches or cognitive biases that cause even the smartest people to make just awful decisions. Just think about this for a second. We've all done it, right? You dig in your heels on a decision that is clearly, obviously not working anymore. Why is it so incredibly hard to just change your mind? Well, the answer is a really powerful glitch in our psychology. This bias makes us want to appear consistent. So what do? We filter out new evidence and we just stick with our original choice, often with terrible results. Just knowing this bias exists is the first step to beating it. Okay, another massive bias is what's called social proof. That's that automatic instinct to just follow the crowd. It feels safe, you know? But Munger warns it's usually a shortcut to being average, or sometimes much worse. The harder path, which is independent thought, is where the real wisdom is found. And this is one of his most crucial lessons right here. The ability to just unplug from the herd mentality and look at an idea based on its own merits, based on the evidence, not on how popular it is, that, my friends, is a superpower. And you have got to be wary of this one. Like Munger always said, show me the incentive and I will show you the outcome. Think about it. A financial advisor who gets paid on commission will almost always, maybe even unconsciously, see the products that pay him the most as being the best products for you. You should always ask, who profits from this belief? Okay, so we've identified some of the bugs in our thinking. Now let's get to the good stuff, the solutions. Munger provides some beautifully simple yet powerful tools that we can start using every single day. The first tool is just so elegant and simple. It's called inversion. Instead of asking, how do I achieve success? You flip the whole problem on its head and ask, what would absolutely guarantee failure? Munger famously used this to give life advice. By clearly laying out the path to guaranteed misery, the path to a good life becomes incredibly obvious. Just do the complete opposite. It's a surprisingly effective way to find real clarity. Munger's second tool is a powerful lesson in intellectual honesty. It's built on a principle that's simple to understand, but really hard to practice. Know the boundaries of what you truly understand, and then have the discipline to stay inside them. The reality for most of us is that our true circle of deep expertise is way, way smaller than our ego wants us to believe. The biggest mistakes we make happen in that huge area outside the circle, where we're operating on pure assumption instead of real knowledge. The key is to be honest about where that circle is and only make your big bets inside it. And that's really the big takeaway. Having the humility and, frankly, the confidence to say, I don't know, isn't a sign of weakness at all. It's a sign of true wisdom, and it's your best defense against making a catastrophic mistake.
So, the crucial thing to realize here is that this isn't about learning a few clever tricks. For Munger, building a better mind is the work of a lifetime. It's a continuous, never-ending journey.
Munger had a fantastic metaphor for this. He said to imagine that you get a punch card with only 20 slots on it for your entire life. That's for all the major life and investment decisions you'll ever get to make. With so few choices, you'd think about each one with extreme care, right? That's the level of focus he's talking about. Ultimately, it all boils down to this ethos that's built on just a few core pillars. It's about constant learning, having ironclad integrity, the patience to wait for the really great opportunities, and a ruthless focus on just avoiding simple, foreseeable mistakes. So we'll leave you with this question to think about. After this quick tour of Charlie Munger's mind, what's the one idea, maybe it's inversion or opportunity cost or spotting social proof, that you're going to start consciously using today? Because building that lattice work, it all starts with just one model.